Hi there, this is Amanda Frankel with our Crafty Playdate, and I have recently started making Christmas cards with our Christmas club. Actually, we started in July. My Christmas club starts in July every year, and we make 12 cards a month, and we do that once a month until right before Thanksgiving, so everybody can have 60 different cards before Thanksgiving, and they're ready to go. And if people want, they could actually fill them out that same month, and then by Thanksgiving all their cards would even be written. Anyway, this is the one that we've made most recently, and I wanted to make a quick video and show you how we did it. It is using, out of the new holiday catalog, I'll show you my cover. This is bad. This is my master. Yours won't say that across it. But what I do is when I get a catalog, I highlight what I have in there so that I don't reorder it, because sometimes I buy duplicates. It happens. But it is a bundle in the newest catalog. And the bundle, I'm just going to throw things around in this video. It's just a fun fail army video for you. Okay, it is a bundle. It is Making Christmas Bright, and it does have this punch also, which I know with the reflection it's hard to see, but this is a Christmas light, and it does match up here with these lights, these stamps, but it also, look at this. This isn't a bundle with this other set, and I don't have it yet, but I will be getting it. There's another set in here that it matches, even though it's not a bundle. Look at this. Is that adorable? Making Every Day Bright. And it has a penguin, so you know I'm going to get it. But look, pine cones. So you would stamp these and then you could punch it out and you would have even Easter bunnies. It doesn't have to be exactly a light. And look here, they've made a flower out of it. They've got some flower petal stamps here. And you can just make this one right here makes a flower petal. So you can do all kinds of different things. Here's the penguin. And it matches that punch. It's not a bundle with that. It's a bundle with this. So you can get this, get the other stamp set also, and have a big party. Okay, let's get started. I want to show you some tips and tricks. My favorite, tips and tricks. Ooh, that's also got a reflection. Sorry about that, guys. We are making a really non-traditional color for a Christmas card. We are using Pacific Point. Love this color. And I always try in the club, I always try to use at least one color that's not the standard color you would think of for Christmas, because not everybody is just all about red and green. Okay, some of them are just about other colors. We are using Pacific Point paper, and then we are going to be using also Whisper White, cut in a panel shape. These sizes will be listed on your page here. Ooh, look, covered with ink already. Haven't even started. All right, let's do some stamping. So the first thing we're going to do is stamp the sentiment. This is the one that I chose, Friends Make the Season Shine. Although in the class, I put out the box and let people do something else if they want. And some people did May Your Christmas Be on the outside, and then on the inside, they stamped Bright, and it was also adorable. This is another stamp we're going to use today, and there's kind of a trick with that too, so I'm going to show you all the tricks. We're going to do all the tricks today. But first, let's do this. We are going to stamp that. So, because it is a very saturated blue, I am going to first put it in some Versamark, because it is a photopolymer stamp. You can see we used it for a class of two classes of a bunch of Christmas cards, and it's not stained. And the reason that it's not stained is because I put a little Versamark on there first, and it puts a layer of protection between the stamp itself and the color. Pacific Point, I do not have the new one yet, so I'm using my old and disreputable one. And because we are using a clear photopolymer, I'm going to stick a matte under here. Okay, putting it right here. And I'm going to ink it up and make you bounce here. All right, and when I ink, I tap, tap, tap. I'm not going to press. There's no pressure. If you press too hard, you get ink along the edge of your block. See where I did that? I got some ink. Can you tell? Yep, right there. If I rock, I'm going to end up with that on my card. I'm going to do this low and to the side. 1, 2, 3, lift. And it's a really nice, crisp, thin line design. So I love that. That is the only time we're using this blue right now. I'm going to show you a couple tricks there too, but that's the only blue we're using. This line here is going to be black, and the line is in here. Because this is a photopolymer, which is the clear plastic, I can do lots of things with it. I could make this line super curvy if I wanted to, just by bending the stamp, or I could make it almost straight by straightening it out. So you straighten it out and then put it on your block. But I want it to be kind of like it is in the box. So the best way to do that is just drop it down. This is the side that's going to stick to the block up here. This, I'm going to put the side that normally would stamp against the paper and just let it fall as it would. And then put my block on top of it. Now it's going to make that particular arch. Okay, so that's a good tip and trick. And if you check out one of my other videos, I've got, I don't know if it's out yet or if it's coming out soon, but I did Pocket Full of Sunshine, or Pocket Full of Sunshine. And I showed you how to ensure that something like that gets straight too. Memento doesn't really stain your stamps much, so I'm not going to put Versamark on there before I do that. And I am going to tap, tap, tap though. Now, because this is interesting. All right, it may run off onto, I may go off the edges here a little bit. So I'm going to stick my mat underneath my paper so that if I do, I don't get it on my mat. I'm not that worried about getting it on my mat in terms of it doing damage to my mat. I am more worried about if I get it on my mat, there's a good chance I'm going to transfer it onto my card via my hand, via my mat. Later on. Okay, so I've got my light string on there also, and now it's time to make the lights. Well, what I did is I went ahead and punched some of them for you with the punch. I did the yellow and blue, and it is a two-part punch. It's called a builder. Okay, so here's the light bulb part. Here's the little screw part for the bottom that would have the threads. I used silver foil paper to make those, to punch those out. And here's a trick I'm going to show you with a red one. Because I don't want all of it in red and I don't want to waste a lot of paper, I would cut a strip of paper like this, and I only go in as far as I need to, like that. Okay, and then I'm not doing the whole thing and throwing out a bunch of waste. So I've got that. And the same is true for the silver. Now the silver, if I waste all that, I'm going to be super sad. A silver light would be cute, but that's not what I'm going for. So what I would do is, this is the silver foil, because it will blind you. Look at that. It will blind you with the light. I'm going to turn it in backwards here so you can see. And I would just slide it in here and pop that baby out of there. And I could get a bajillion out of this little strip without any trouble. Okay, and I'm not using a whole big piece of paper. Let's keep moving. Now I'm going to put my lights together. So to do that, I'm going to use my snail. I'm going to pick up my light, and I'm just going to give it a little flick on the end. So can you see that snail there right on the end? I'm only going to put a little bit there. I'm going to pick up this little thing I just cut, and I'm going to cover that up, and there's one. So there's red. I didn't do these ahead of time. I could have, but I didn't. Because, you got to see some of the work, or else you're going to think, wow, I could do that card in 3 minutes like she did. Sometimes they take a little longer than that. But if I were to use my Stamparatus, I could put this on one side and this on the other side, ink, ink, stamp, do a whole bunch of cards at once. If this were going to be my Christmas card that I sent out to my customers or my friends, which are usually my customers, ironically, then I would do a lot of... I would maybe do it on the Stamparatus so that I could mass produce a little bit better. With love, by the way. Okay, I'm putting the blue in the middle because, remember, we're going to put it on a Pacific Point base. And if I put the blue here, it's too close to the edge. I want to spread out share the love. And I know that I'm going to kind of do this. When you're putting 3 of something, if I put the first one in the middle, or if I put them in this order, let's say, by the time I get to this one, I'm crowding them. See how the blue and the red are kind of crowded? Or if I start in the middle, some people will tell you start in the middle, then sometimes I am not really in the middle. So what I do is I do the 2 edges first, get my 2 edges where I would want them, and then I place my middle right. I just shoot the gap. Okay. This is to the order that I'm going to do them in. but I need the background. I need the background shine. And here's how I'm going to do that. I have this is just a piece of plastic. You can use those things that you get for paint with the paint wells, and that will work too. I'm only doing it on here to show you how to do this if you're going to do multiple cards. If you were only going to make one of these, you would just use this, and that would just be the re-inker. You take the re-inker and you put a couple drops in here, and then that's what you take the ink from. And that's what I would do if I were making one card. If I'm making 30 cards, I'm going to do this. Blue. Get it on my finger. Nice. Wipe it on the table. Also nice. Here's yellow. Okay. This is crushed curry that I'm using. The paper is actually Daffodil Delight, but I'm using crushed curry as my ink. This is Real Red. That doesn't look red, but the color is red. All right, so now I have those set up, and I am going to use my finger daubers. When I use a finger dauber, I never clean them and you know, try to use them for a different color. I just label them. This is crushed curry, so I know to do that. And I'm just going to take a little bit, and then I'm going to make sure that I don't have too much on there. Okay. I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'm going to move this out of here because we don't need the mat now. All right. This is where it gets a little messy fun. Messy fun is, by the way, my favorite thing. Unless it's my kids. Then I prefer neat fun. Neat fun is also good. All right. So those are going to be where my lights are. I'm just going to move this out of the way. I'm going to do it off my paper a little bit, and then I'm going to do it on. And I'm doing it in a circle, small circle, then a wider circle. And the reason that I'm doing that is I want the color more intense directly under the bulb, and then it diffuses, right? So let's make a little more diffusing color. Good. Okay, that is the crushed curry. This is my Pacific Point. So we decided my Pacific Point would be about there. This is the Pacific Point ink. I'm going to ink a little. I'm going to go off here so I don't have any super saturated spots. I'm going to start small circle and diffuse it out so the color can glow out of the light. We're going to glow down a little. There we go. There's a little glow. And now I'm going to put those off to the side. Make sure that I'm using the right one. This is Real Red. I'm going to do it here. I'm going to go off for a second. And now I'm going to just do Real Red, small circle, growing circle, light is diffusing, going out, glowing. It's really just glowing, right? Okay, so now I've got all of my lights. Let's grow that light a little bit since I made these big. All right, now I'm going to just I'm going to move this out of the side, off to the side, but I wanted you to see I use the re-inkers here instead of in each lid because if I'm going to make a lot of these, I'm going to use all those, and then I'm just going to stack. That is crushed curry, Real Red, Pacific Point, like that, so that I know which one is which, and I'll put that over there where I can put my arm in it later. Okay, now we are going to put those up on dimensionals. You could use the babies or you can use the mamas. Both of those are going to be just fine. They're going to work out just fine. We're going to use some mamas. I'm almost out here, so that's all right. I've got plenty. You know why? I know where I can get more. I do. I would just go to my website and pick out more. And if you would like to go to my website and pick out some, that also works for me. All right. Taking the back off my dimensionals here. And then I'm just going to make sure that I'm sticking it so that it looks like it's coming off my cord there. And I'm just sticking them on the back and throwing the wrappers on the floor. The backing's good. And one more for the red light. I'm not going to sing Roxanne for you. I know you were hoping when I talk about red light, you're going to think that. I'm not going to do it for you. All right, and the red on there. There we go. This card is almost done, friends. Really seriously close. And you can see that it was really fast. Now, if you were going to make this your Christmas card this year, you were going to need the bundle. But you're also going to need some colored paper. And you're going to need some serious time in front of the TV. And because you started so early, you can watch all the premieres of all the new fall shows that are coming out while you sit and punch these, because all you're going to do is punch a whole bunch of these little lights. 1, 2, and you're going to make them like this, and you're going to put them in a little pile. Okay, and if you make your strip the right size, you can flip it over and go the opposite way too. And you're not wasting anything here, really. Look at that. This strip, by the way, is 2 1/4. 2 1/4 was the perfect size for that. And I would just have little piles, red, blue, yellow, and then I would make the little silver things and just sit and attach them during TV and make my husband crazy with the punching noises. No, that never happens. All right, this card is done. I would, of course, add an inside if I were sending this to somebody so that they could actually read my handwriting in there, possibly. And I would be able to drop this in the mail. Thank you so much for stopping by. I am going to be making a lot of Christmas cards in the next couple of weeks. So if you're starting to plan ahead for Christmas, either come to my class or get your supplies and get started. If you see anything here you'd like to order and you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be yours. You can check out my website here and place an order online, or contact me and I can help you decide exactly what you need. If you don't want to miss any of these videos so that you can make sure that you see all the Christmas cards we make this year, be sure that you subscribe right now to my website, and then you won't miss any of the videos on how to do these cards. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.